father?
No, Tom Clark.
Yeah,
My dad did stay on the staff. Dave Dunn kept him on. So my dad was on Keith's staff for all 4 years. So yes, my dad coached all of his sons.
The guy, the head coach of Catholic is here tonight.
He's a great guy.
Good guy, man. I like him.
He's going through hell and back, brain surgery, cancer. He's lost 60, 70 pounds, and this all happened within like the last 6 months. He was an O lineman in Catholic. He's a great guy.
Did he
So
coach during that?
they had him in the booth, but like there was times when he was a little out of it. Like right now, today is the first time I've seen him. He's a very smart guy, very nice man. He's back. You know what I mean? Like any other injury, it takes a while.
Yeah.
I know, man. He took his hat off and showed me the scar. He goes, "Looks great, right?" They got it looks way better than I could have imagined. He is a really good person.
Yeah, I seem like a neat guy.
He's up against it. It's freaking $75 grand a year to go there. If you don't have a 3.5, they don't even sniff your transcript.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Football suffers when that happens.
Now, was Bob Talbot the AD when you were there?
So,
I love him.
so it's
There you
live
go.
now.
Okay.
That's what I have on the screen now. So it's live now.
All right, so we're just going to go about it when we come back and see what happens. I appreciate you. I know it's not your fault. No, all you can do is whatever we can. Listen, man, there's no blame here. Shit like this happens. We just got to roll on and keep fighting. Coach, we're going to keep you in here, and we're up live. Who knows what's going to happen?
That's all right.
We're going to keep you in here to do a little shooting the shit, and you can trade off with my dad. He can shoot the shit. Peter can wrap it up.
Yeah, this is nice.
How do I get up there?
There's an elevator down there, right by the locker
He
room.
knows I want to smash my forehead through the window right now, and he's asking me how to get up here. Holy shit.
So Marty, you know, he applied for the commissioner, I believe. He didn't even get an interview. I don't understand that. He'd be perfect. But anyway,
I thought he would be
he's now an AD somewhere, some small school. He's the AD. You know,
He just needs something to do. You know how he's got more money than God. His wife's family is railroad money from she apparently has gazillions.
and he's got a beautiful home down there.
you all, but I am ready for some smash mouth football.
that's
John
what-
Vasso's defensive end.
Yeah, I think that's what they said.
Yeah.
Maybe the Bryan strip matter and the John Vassos. Yeah, I heard strip matter. I didn't hear the first name.
Are they doing like an offensive defensive MVP?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what they were just saying. I think they named it.
Oh, okay.
But your dad's picking defense, and I'm supposed to pick the offense. So
Another thank you to the command force for coming
gotta
out.
pay
today.
How the hell do you pick the defense?
I was
and
gonna
stuff?
say.
I can't even. Can I see your binoculars for a second?
Interception,
Yeah, that's good. There you go. Interception is definite. I've been seeing red. Oh, God. Yeah.
They didn't change the times. So. They changed it. 10 minutes to 6. Did you go in Prep's locker room downstairs?
I went in and went to the bathroom real quick.
That's an NFL.
Coach, grab that headset.
Are we on?
We're gonna go live here.
Is that your referee, coach? Agreement.
And welcome back here to Georgetown Prep High School here in North Bethesda, Maryland. Sorry for the technical difficulties. We don't blame players around here, but it's an all-star game, and I blame the internet. We are very proud to have Coach Bob Milloy, the all-time winningest high school football coach in the state of Maryland, and a better person. Up here in the booth, warming up a little bit. Coach, welcome.
Well, thank you for having me. Believe me, it's my pleasure to get up here and get out of this cold.
Well-
The old people don't like cold anymore.
Well, I will say that you've logged enough sideline time in one lifetime. You're more than welcome up here at any time. But I just want to say this. I know my dad has mentioned a few things to me, but how does it feel being back amongst kids this age, feeling this spirit of the greatest sport ever invented, high school football?
It's been so much fun. We've been out 3 nights a week for the last 2 weeks, and I can't remember any of them's names, but I look at their helmets and I know what school they're from, and just introducing myself and talking to them, and another thing that Johnny Stripmatter's got a terrific staff here of just about 20 coaches, all volunteering their time, and it's been just great. I haven't coached since 2016, and it's just really fun, really fun.
No, it is remarkable. And one person that you and I have always had in common in our lifetimes, and long before I was here, but a guy I've always looked up to, John Stripmatter. Talk a little bit about the job he's done putting this together. I know from sitting at breakfast with you and my father, and I call him Coach because he coached me, and I had a great experience, so that's why I still call him Coach. But talk a little bit about how you coached him and how the genesis of getting to here today.
Well, he lost his son Brian a couple of years ago, and he wanted to find a way to honor him and give back. And this is part of the Bryan11 Foundation, and they take all the profits and donations, and they help out needy kids to go to college or go to high school rather. And it's just a really, really good thing to do, and I'm just happy to be a part of it. I really am. But Johnny, I had those 4 Stripmatter brothers. I had all 4 of them, and I think I've had like 9 or 10 straight years of Stripmatters. But Johnny was the youngest. Johnny was a quarterback, and he was a very good player. Went on to play at Salisbury, and as he actually got into coach a little bit. Coached with me, went for a few years. Coached at St. John's, and down deep inside, he's got a very successful trucking business, but down deep inside, I think he'd rather be on the sidelines.
Well, I can tell you this. He was great at it down there. He was a player's coach. He was very strict, and he was in tune with the fundamentals, but he was also a quarterback whisperer. He was always a guy who instilled confidence in you. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you're going to make a mistake because you're a knucklehead. Now get it right and let's get it going. And I always appreciated that. And guys like that in life are guys I've gravitated towards. You can see him doing that out here for these kids right now.
Yeah, he's all over the place. He's on both sides of the field and, talking to the kids, and he and his wife are just, it's just really, really, really cool. And I'm just proud to be a part of it.
Coach, I'm so proud to be a part of it as well. We had Julia Strittmatter up here earlier. I hope we've got that audio. It was just a very incredible situation. You talked about Roseanne, John. What an incredible family. Getting to spend the amount of time I have with them over the last year has been an honor as well. And getting to see what they've done today. Just sports everywhere. Competition at the highest of levels in the gym right over here and right here in this senior all-star game. But I think it's going to be around for a while, don't you?
I think so. This is, my understanding, it's the first all-star game we've ever held in Montgomery County. And, it's really, really neat. I know the kids are having fun, and they had 2 good weeks, and they made a lot of friends. We've had, 10 or 15 colleges out at the practices, and I know 5 or 6 kids, maybe more, are going to get more, some college money out of this game. Absolutely. That's what it's all about.
That is what it's all about. And let me just read this real quick in between downs. The Bryan11 Foundation awards Washington, D.C. area high school scholarships to student athletes who are enthusiastic learners and dedicated to their sport. The foundation is not solely focused around financial support, but also to the commitment of each student's endeavors faced during their 4 years in high school. We believe as a foundation that every student has the opportunity to explore their talents and receive an education at the school of their choosing while putting financial costs to the side. The Bryan11 Foundation is striving to be committed to these students who are pursuing their love of sports and keeping the legacy of Bryan Strittmatter close to their hearts. Just amazing.
Well said.
And there's so much history. I always talk about my football family. Sorry if you don't appreciate this relationship, but I consider you a member of my football family. John Strittmatter as well. And today, all the guys in this booth, it's just what it is. It's all about team. And watching these two teams combine, there's kids from the same team that have played together for 4 years on opposite sidelines today.
Yes, sir.
It's all about ball on a game like this, on a pretty decent, surroundings. Wouldn't you say, Coach?
Yeah. You feel like you're, at Ohio State or something. But, what you might not know, I coached your dad. You talk about being old. I coached Big John, but only for about a month because back in those days I was at Little Flower CYO, and he went to the Channel and they didn't have a team, and he started one up, and then of course he had to go play for his home school. But if they had to start a team up, I'd have won a championship. I can guarantee you with that.
Well, there's one fine detail that he might have not wanted to tell you due to embarrassment. He fell and broke his arm in a skateboarding accident and then played the rest of the year with his buddies from Deshaun. Skateboards were not allowed in my house in the 80s. I know that. Now look at your guy from Damascus out there making moves. I love it. Little zone read. He pulls it, scatters around. He's a tough nut, this quarterback.
Yeah, he is. He really is. I've enjoyed watching him during practice. He's scrappy.
Adrian, thank you so much for your help today on the broadcast. Listen, you get into a booth in a fine place like this, and you anticipate the Internet's not going to put you in a full Nelson, but we escaped that chokehold, and we are back live up and running, and thank God my man Peter D'Antoni is in the building right now doing a great job on stats and spotting. And, Peter, I really appreciate your help. Thank you for being here today. We got Coach Bob Milloy, legendary high school football coach, and just overall great guy up here to chop it up a little bit and get warm. What's your favorite John Strittmatter story while we got him up here and he's not in the room? Take your time. Let me know. But, listen, he's not here, and we got like 4 minutes till he gets here.
I think – well, I have two. We were out there playing for the state championship in 1981. Johnny's the quarterback. His brother Mike was on scholarship at the University of Maryland. So Jerry Claiborne was there. He came to the game. And we go out there to play, and I look out, and there's Johnny wearing his brother Mike's red Maryland football cleats, which I don't know if Coach Claiborne was real happy about that or not, but anyway, they pulled that one on me. But I do know when we were coaching together, we had early years at Good Counsel. Johnny was my offensive coordinator, and ooh, that's a good play. Anyway, we're playing down at Good Counsel, and Prep was on like about a 35-game winning streak, and Johnny kept bugging me about got to throw that halfback pass, and I wouldn't do it, and he hammered me for about a quarter, and then finally it was like a 0-0 game. I said, all right, so we put the halfback in, and that kid from a double pass, that kid from Prep flew up. And our wide receiver stepped back and threw a touchdown pass, so we snapped the winning streak, and that got my attention. Johnny had a feel for the game. So what is that running back's name there? That kid runs hard. He's been the workload this drive. That's other team. There you go.
Justice Sanders, Good Counsel High School. He has got some wiggle to him, 5'6", $175, and you can see he runs north-south. He wasn't trying to get to the sidelines.
No, he's going for that goal line.
Yes, sir.
And now they're on about the 5.
Big drive for Team Milloy there, orchestrated by the man that's getting warm up here in the booth right now. I could feel your impression on that drive, Coach. Now let's make sure that guy gets on the MVP watch list. We got Braden Moore there on the touchdown, running back from St. Vincent, Pilati. Once again, we apologize for our technical difficulties in the first half. I don't know about this internet. I don't know how to fix it, and I didn't know how to do it. But we're back up and running here, and we're glad you're with us. As Team Milloy attempts the traditional extra point for one, and just so you know,
takes the lead.
You are allowed to take the lead up 7-6. You're allowed to move the ball back to the 20 and kick a 37-yard 3-point extra point. You can go for the traditional 2-point from the 3 or the traditional extra point 1. Team Milloy takes a 7-6 lead. Team Ricca starts off at the 35. We have no kickoffs today. We are going light on special teams. So far, so good. We don't want any of these young men who are trying to get a couple bucks for college or maybe find a little bit of a different place or just find their spot. We don't want any injuries out here tonight. That's it.
That could be a fumble.
I thought it might be, but they blew it dead. They said it was forward. So we have a good turnout here. We've got the Washington Commanders in the house, full force, the Military Bowl supporting the Baltimore Ravens, the Command Force dance troupe, Major Tuddy. We've got all kinds of celebrities in the building tonight. Second and long for Team Red. We're running a 4-2 defense. We're not blitzing, correct, Coach?
No blitzing.
And when does that get thrown out the window moving forward?
Probably in the fourth quarter.
Many, many long debates on calls, breakfasts, and dinners. Thank you, Coach Stritt. But this is what we were talking about. I love sitting there, Coach Milloy, and just listening to you guys. Like, I've always been the coach's son, following, paying attention, and just soaking it all in. There's nothing better than this group of people that Coach Stritt has put together. What a play. Who was that coming off the edge? Like a hurricane. We need Peter to get out the binoculars he stopped by Grandpa's house for, because where else would you keep your binoculars? Kevin Bright from Dundalk. These Dundalk boys can play, man. 6 foot 270, coming off the edge and ragdolling the quarterback. Big time play there for Team Milloy. This is fourth down. It puts them inside the 35-yard line. We're going to get our first punt of the night.
You're allowed to punt now.
You're only allowed to punt from inside your own 35.
That's correct. So we haven't had a punt yet.
No, sir.
Johnny wanted more scoring, and this should help him.
And it's funny to me, as you were talking about Coach Stritt asking for the halfback pass or the double pass, he was always a trick play guy. I am too, and I love it. Alex Amaya getting the punt off, the crafty lefty from Hyattsville with a ring on his finger. He was quite the weapon for the DeMatha Stags this year. It will be Team Milloy's ball on the 22-yard line. But Coach Stritt was a huge trick play guy. I got to think right now, down 7-6 with 2:27. Teams have been running the ball very, very well. I'd like to see someone pull some out of their bag of tricks here moving forward. Pull the old Coach Stritt out and see what happens.
I don't know if he got involved in it because, he's really the coach of both teams. So I'm not sure if he got involved in it or not.
No, but just in his honor. No, I know. But right now, he's itching. He's going to go up to somebody and be like, hey, Coach, how about that double pass?
No question.
Triple reverse.
No question.
Oh, man, this kid runs hard. Justice Sanders from Good Counsel. Coach Stefanelli had quite the stable of backs.
Well, this is their number 3 guy.
Yeah.
The number 2 guy is playing for Coach Ricca. The number 1 guy, JoJo Williams, terrific player.
Yeah, Holy Cross commit.
He broke his hand, so he's not even in the game.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Look who just walked in the room.
You need to add some handsomness.
A little play action. These safeties, and I'm not sure what the call was there, but what an over-the-top play. Number 21, Aiden Giles from Jackson Reed, playing a little safety. He can play a little running back as well, but great recognition, getting over the top, making the pick. But I think we're going to get a little call on the cornerback here for a little too handsy on that route. Well, Coach Milloy, I just want to say I really appreciate the time we just had here. It was fantastic, and thank you for being up here, and it's awesome being a part of Team Strip Matter and going through this process this year.
Thank you very much. Keep up the good work.
My man. Always great, Coach. Thank you. And now I have the honor, and I've never gotten to do this before, of welcoming Coach Milloy's TikTok videos and my father to the booth. Dad, grab these headphones. Let me adjust them. Immensely, a huge adjustment.
Stay up here and stay warm.
Yeah. You can stay right in here. You don't need to go anywhere. Here, sit in this one. I'll stand. Here, Dad, why don't you sit here? You just sit right here as I'm talking into the microphone. Go ahead and sit down here. All right. You got some cold on you. All right, Dad. We had some technical difficulties in the first half. I blame the internet. You'd probably blame me. Let's just not blame Peter or Coach Milloy.
We had some too. We couldn't hang on to the football.
Yeah, it was
It was cold.
It was slippery out there, and there's been some drops. But you know what? I know one thing. These guys on defense are playing hard, and this is definitely a man's game tonight. This is some old school hard hitting in the dark here at a gorgeous facility. Dad, does it look a little bit different than when you last played here?
Yeah, it's changed since 1970, 69 season actually. I graduated here in 1970, and it's a whole different campus.
It's neat. All these kids are heading to college here in the fall, but it looks like someone dropped the college on this high school here, and they deserve this. These seniors do deserve a night like this. As Team Milloy, look at these kids going nuts on the sidelines, digging it. This will be the final time they ever strap it up at the high school level, and they're enjoying every second of it. It's awesome to see. Who's that in pursuit there on the tackle? 52. 50, 55. Reginald Hill from Flowers, defensive lineman. All right, Dad, I know it's hard, and Coach Milloy said, listen, I don't know everybody's name, but I know there's a million great kids. Any stories jump out at you? Any of these guys show a little personality? Anything that got your attention?
First of all, these guys have gotten along with each other like they've known each other their whole lives. Part of the fun for me has been the camaraderie, and that's what football is all about. And both teams, we practice together a lot. Guys on the playing against each other are good friends. But yeah, my man Fleming from McNamara, he's been a character. He's been my buddy from the moment he showed up.
Zayden Flemings.
Yeah, he's a character, no doubt.
Number 56, dap my dad up. He responded with the proper dap, and it's all history.
That's great. Yeah, we're bros now, no doubt about it.
All right. Well, we're heading to the fourth quarter, and I tell you what, so far this has been awesome. Aside from our problems with the internet in the first half, but amazing facility, amazing people. Dad, we were talking about all the volunteer assistant coaches, the guys with families that extended their season by a couple weeks, and all the people that would do anything because Coach Stritt said, hey, let's do something really, really great honoring this foundation, my son Brian, and just talk a little bit about the experience you've had the last year.
And I thanked everybody at our last practice, both teams, the coaches. Like you meant, those guys have been out there coaching since the dead heat of August and before, but nonstop since late July, and now their season's been over for a few weeks, and they're coming out here and grinding it out for 2 more weeks, and they're not getting paid to do that. They're doing it for the love of football and for the love of the kids.
And it's very true. And as I took Peter around to meet all these guys, we were walking off the field. Hang on. Oh, who was that on the sack off the edge?
That was him again. Was that Wade or was that Willingham?
That was Reginald Hill again? C.H. Flowers putting on a show tonight, the big D lineman from PG, and he did not look like a big guy. He looked like a sprinter coming off the edge there.
Yeah, we picked up some Flowers guys after they played late into the season, and some of them played in another All-Star game, and we just got them out the last week, and boy, they've been a great addition, including the quarterback, who's a pretty darn good quarterback.
He's been great. One of my picks so far for one of the players of the game. He's on the list. One of the nominees is what I'm saying.
I agree.
And we got another punt here, Peter. We're right inside that 35-yard. I know you're rooting for it. And while we're doing this, because we're not having any returns here, let me just say, is my
go ahead, Chris, catch it.
He can return it? Look at that punt running. That's Randall Cunningham style. Oh, boy, we got 99 yards to go. Coach Ricca's team, what do you have for a 1st and 10 from the 1, Coach? Because you want me to text it down to Coach Bailey, or we're just going to let him go with it?
I tell you what, we've had some success running the ball, and another guy that's really caught my eye is Ian, the running back out of Broadneck.
Ian Malden's a stud.
He's close to breaking a couple of them. I'd like to see him break one here, just like in the Notre Dame game where he went 98. 99 would be better, wouldn't it, Kev?
All right. Well, I think it's true. As your son, I can agree that 99 is better than 98. And Ian Malden, it would be a nice little highlight package for him to take at 99 right now.
And Rickers have never been known to be mathematicians, but I think we got it right this time.
No, we nailed it. That got a little hairy, but look at that. Ian Malden. Now, I know it was a 2-yard run, but he almost was dead to rights in the end zone, and you can just see his glide, that cut from right to left. He puts a foot in the ground, and he's extremely elusive.
He's going to be a good college player for somebody at some level. He's been impressive in practice. He hasn't burst. And we've only seen him this week late, too, because he came out real late from one of the Flowers guys, and he's pretty special.
While I'm here, real quick, John Ricca on the Team Ricca side, Pat Ward, Antoine Bailey, Milton Powell, Dino Campbell, Stephen Smith, Todd Hamilton, and Mike Hunter. Thank you. Team Strittmatter, Team Ricca, and the Bryan11 Foundation this year. It's a good push along the right side. And as well for Team on his staff, Andy Stefanelli, Sal Gorgoni, Sean Strittmatter, Miles Gray, Tony Ashley, Ned Annell, Mike Newbizer, Tom Abell, Brendan Riley, Matt Stein, Ron Gamble, Dan Perro, Greg Davis, Joe Rajewski, and Nana Ansah. Thank all you guys. It's a perfect group of adults to be around this group of kids. You guys are special people for taking the time out of your schedules and your families' lives to be out here to support the Bryan11 Foundation. Just tremendous.
I want to say something about the coaches after this play, Kev.
You got it. All right.
I tell you what, I hope the kids know, not just the men that are just spending their time, but these are quality coaches. I mean, and on my side, I mean, Pat Ward's the head coach at Maryland and a great line coach. He's working with the line. Mike Hunter played at Catholic, with you, and known him for a long time at Gonzaga. He's a head coach at Friendship Collegiate. Dino Campbell, there's not a better D coordinator in the world than Dino. He's been at DeMatha for since Antoine Bailey, offensive coordinator at St. John's. What a great job those guys have done for me.
Yeah, just a bunch of class act guys. And about Coach Dino Campbell, no human being on planet Earth has more WCAC rings than Dino Campbell.
Well, I mean, he's about 92 years old. He's almost Bob's age.
There's nobody my age.
I'm kidding. You guys are young.
Well, this has been a treat, but 7-6 with 9:10 on the clock, which tells us all they're keeping score, which tells us all we got some work to do on the Team Red sideline. So some scary field position after that crazy punt. But Team Milloy's got the ball on the 37-yard line heading in the fourth quarter.
What play we call it?
And then, yes, it's a very fair question. It's a very fair question. If we have both head coaches in the booth, who the hell is calling the plays out here?
Oh, we haven't been calling plays this whole game. That's Antoine calling our offensive plays.
I think next year, if it's this cold, we'll just get 2 cardboard cutouts of you guys, and then just don't put First Amendment in charge of the internet.
See if he blocks.
Look at that cut. Oh, look at that hit. They're playing some ball out there at the 35.
I'll tell you what, both defenses were flying around, Kev.
Yeah, there's some dudes out here. I mean, we walked out on the field pregame. It's cool to see a team full of seniors. There's not a lot of young, gawky. These dudes have put the work in. These are the best of the best in the state and the nation's capital, and they're showing why. We play a physical brand of football in this area, and you can see that on the field tonight.
They all know how to play. They played in great programs, and they play a lot of ball, and they're going to be good college players. A whole lot of offers than they do, but that's the nature of the beast these days.
Yes, and with the recent – look at this run.
Where's he from?
Braden Moore from St. Vincent Pallotti. He runs hard. He runs with bad intentions, and he got some serious yardage up the gut there.
He's had a good game for them.
Yeah, he's a good player. He is definitely on the short list for possible offensive player of the game.
My guys need to get his turnover here. No, there hadn't been any turnovers the second half, has there?
Our statistician, Peter D'Antonio, shakes his head no.
Starting to get late. I'm going to have to go back down to the sideline.
Keeping the ball on the ground, yes. I got headsets going over to Peter D'Antonio at the 5-minute mark. He has put in a ton of work, and let me just say thank you. I don't want to say and a great sports mind, and anyone out there looking for somebody to break into this industry, I got a guy for you right here, man. This guy's got nothing but passion. He's been spotting. He's been doing the stats. We got 25 index cards. The preparation was fantastic. Peter, you're well on your way, my man. 2nd and 6.
I think.
Well, that's an interesting call. If the receiver falls down and accidentally trips up the cornerback, is that pass interference? Never really see that one.
Don't ask me about any referees and calls. Hey, Peter, thank you for what you've done to help Kevin out. Kevin tried to do a tough job almost by himself. I want to say thank you for high school football for recent years, too. Unfortunately, Tim Strachan couldn't be here. Ken Marangola couldn't be here. I'm sure you mentioned that, Kevin. But they, the three of you do such a terrific job, and it means so much to so many people who love high school football and love watching their kids play. And this is an example of that tonight.
Well, I appreciate it, Dad. I learned it from watching you. It was a 50-yard line scenario that got me into this, and all I know is I want to say thank you to my man Adrian for fighting the good fight there in the first half and getting us back up and running. And I got to figure out how to turn the lights on now. But, Adrian, thank you very much, my friend. Great job today.
Kevin, you might not remember back when you were a little baby, but this brings back memories of me and my dad doing a high school show on WINX together every week in Rockville radio thing. Bob, you might remember that. Me and my dad, Big Jim Ricca, used to be partners on a radio show, and now up here with my son. It's pretty cool.
Well, I was trying to get your grandson up here, but he said it was too cold. As both sidelines of teammates going after it, getting fired up, this has really been special. All of it has been so entertaining, and I've appreciated every moment of it. These guys will never forget this. I think Coach Strittmatter has no idea of the impact that this game has had on the kids, which is the reason why we're here the most on the football field. And Team Ricca gets a gift here with 6:12 on the clock. I love the defensive celebrations.
We forced that fumble.
But we got 6:12 on the clock. It's a 7-6 game.
I'll make it back down to the sideline.
All right, well, Peter, next man up, my brother. You only have to follow Coach Bob Milloy and my dad, but we're going to have some fun here for the last 6:12.
I enjoyed it. Let me get down there and get on the sidelines and maybe bring us some luck.
There you go. Look, they get a fumble and he's out of here. I love it. Thanks, Dad, and thanks, Coach Bob Milloy. And thank you guys for everything you've done for these guys this week. I know that these young men have had a blast being around you, as much fun as you've had being around them.
Yes, sir.
We got a false start, I believe. The back judge threw an early flag. Ladies and gentlemen, let me get my proper introductions. The man has 90 index cards. He's got chicken scratch on 100 notes. He's got Grandpa's binoculars that he picked up at the house. I love that text you sent me today. Where else do you keep the binoculars? Obviously at Grandpa's house. Peter D'Antonio, thank you for your help today. Welcome to the First Amendment Sports family and the Bryan11 Foundation Senior All-Star Game. You've been the man helping me out here, brother.
I appreciate it, Kevin. Thank you so much. Yeah, like you said, first time ever being in the booth, and I couldn't ask for a great group of people to be here with, and it's been a blast. It really has been.
Peter, I really appreciate that. This is a young man that's going to be around the D.C. sports scene for a while. Jump on him now before he costs too much money, because this guy's got everything it takes, and it's been a lot of fun working with you today, Peter.
Thank you so much.
We've got 2nd and 11 for Team Ricca. We got to shut this door because it's freezing. And here we go. The time is now for this red team to get it together. Remember, we've got some serious kickers. Alex Amaya is dangerous and has a leg from anywhere inside 55 yards, I'm going to say. And I would love to see a 50-yard field goal attempted here, and he's got the leg to make it. That'd be something else.
Kevin, I'm right there with you. Wouldn't mind seeing a 50, maybe even a 60-yarder if they want to stretch it out and test their leg.
It'd be awesome to watch. And while we're saying a few thank yous, I want to definitely say, Coach John Strittmatter, thank you for putting this amazing day together. Julia Strittmatter, we had an awesome interview with you in the first half. Peter and I won't forget it. I hope we've got that audio video, but just tremendous. Sean Strittmatter, Luke Vassos. There's been a lot of MVP candidates off the field for this foundation, and I couldn't be more proud to be a part of this team. These guys right here playing this game with nothing but pride, going hard. Both sidelines fired up. We got a huge 4th down. Now, you can punt, but you don't have to, and the head coach is in the booth. So what are we doing, Coach? We going for it?
I think we got to go for it here.
Yeah, we got to go for it. Timeout. I saw my dad put his hand on his other hand from the booth, and Antoine Bailey saw it from across the field and called the timeout. You saw that?
That was a great heads-up play from the coach there.
It really was. Great recognition by Antoine Bailey, Peter.
100%.
So how old are those binoculars?
Let's see.
They look serious, bro.
They've been through a lot. They've been to a lot of Redskins games in the past.
Wow, well then they're perfect.
They got to be about 20 years old, give or take. But they're still going strong.
All right. Well, this has been so cool, man. When we walked the field earlier, I just want to ask you this question. What jumped out at you in the pregame? Like, it's neat to me to see that all these guys are friends. Growing up watching wrestling, all these guys on their own, and then you see, like, WrestleMania, and they're like, 10 of them are on one side. I was like, what the heck?
This has been one of the coolest experiences I've ever been a part of, really. And I mean, one of the biggest shocks for me was walking on the field and seeing how big these guys really are.
Yeah.
I'm 5'7", so I mean, you got guys who are 6'3" plus and could probably bench me about 30, 40 times. So it's intimidating, but it was really cool. It was awesome being on the field.
No, it was special, and to see the passion they have they're all friends. They're just really good dudes, man, who love to compete and love looking out for kids this age. As we've got some scramble action here. That was, oh, man, I'm telling you, he did everything he could. Adrian Favors from Flowers.
This guy's been very impressive this game, too.
Bobby Luongo, and he's very smart. I said he's got a 4.7 grade point average, so if I'm the referee, I'm listening to number 59 right here. The captain of the game. And I also want to mention Devin Bertrand from DeMatha. All the coaches talked about, DeMatha put their defense in. Dino Campbell installed it. I've been told Devin Bertrand was out there as a player coach out there, lining everyone up, talking to guys about where to be and keys and what to read, took a leadership role. Well, the genesis of that at practice all week was he walks out as a captain on the field, a leader amongst leaders. These are all seniors, Peter. You saw how big they are. There's no underdeveloped dudes out here. These guys are workers, and shout out to Devin Bertrand for his leadership skills and being singled out for someone that did that amongst his peers. We've got a double pass scenario, and the whistle blew. That was going to be a trick play, guys. That was the old Bob Milloy halfback pass, but it got blown dead. I don't think they can come back to that one right away.
I don't think they will. It might give it another drive or two. Kevin, one of the things that I do want to say though one of the concepts about this game that I love is when you have guys that play together for 3-4 years and you line them up against each other. I honestly feel like in a way that brings out even more like of a competitive nature for these guys. It makes it you want to beat your best friend. You want to be the best. I think that was something that was very, very important in planning this whole thing out. And I think it worked out.
Yeah, without a doubt. You're getting the best of the best out of these guys, and you know damn well your teammate's not getting the better of you.
Nope.
This is on film. Mm-hmm. This lives forever on YouTube TV.
Yep, exactly.
And whoa, that was a play. That was Keith Bell, D lineman from Huntingtown. Well, he was doing some hunting of his own in the backfield right there. And that was a 5-point buck, I believe. He got a 7-yard loss. 7-yard loss. Young man from Huntingtown, he exploded off the line of scrimmage. There is no blitzing. You are allowed to twist and stun on the defensive line, but that was just big on big quickness, and he just won his matchup there. 5-yard loss and a sack for the young man.
Let's see what Favors can do here.
Oh, that ball hit the ground. Slightly underthrown, but sometimes that's the dangerous one. The offensive guy usually has an advantage, but I'm telling you, the swirling wind, the dormitory that houses 120 students here at a high school and 14 faculty members, it ends right about where that throw ended, and the wind swirling. We've seen a bunch of missed field goals that way.
I was gonna say everything's been pushing to the right, so it's hard for quarterbacks, especially young quarterbacks, to kind of get the win. So it's definitely a challenge for these young guys.
There's been so many amazing things happening today. Why not a great ending?
Why not?
He's got some Jaden Daniels abilities here. Oh! Oh, boy. So I'm going to tell you right now, that was a monster hit. I appreciate the sportsmanship. Hey, number 63 right now is an absolute stud. Is that 53? Lucas Banks from Bullis coming over. Along with, who's that, 14? What is that number? These young men on the other team instantly running over to help out number 7.
Keith Bell coming over as well to check.
Keith Bell. That's great. That's great fellowship there. Listen, that was a monster hit that was just taken by Adrian Favors. We haven't had any injuries tonight.
Hopefully he's okay.
And you just hope that he pops up here real quick because he has been a stud today. He is back there. I just said he's got some and he pops up to his feet. You got to love it. Pops to his feet. Listen, you don't want to compare anyone to number 5 in the burgundy and gold, but the way he's been in the pocket, making guys miss, so elusive in a phone booth, it's hard to tackle this young man. And he just extended that play, got out on the edge. And what happened there, I think they called a penalty. It was not a vicious hit, but the way he was falling allowed the shoulder pad to hit his helmet.
Right.
You got to call it.
You have to.
Nothing egregious, But I will say this, it's going to be a first down for Red Team Ricca with 3:44 on the clock, as opposed to being in a 4th and 15 scenario, and it negates the fumble as well. This gives us a chance for a great ending. And listen, 1 year ago, it was a great beginning. Getting the phone call from John Strittmatter that said, I want to do this. Do you want to be a part of it? Of course, Coach. Of course. And, Peter, as you've been witness to, 50 other people said, of course, Coach. And this group of human beings, I just can't say enough about it. There's 4 hoops games going on the hardwood right next door to us, simultaneously a football game. Guys, that's 10 teams that said, yes, we'd be proud to play in the Bryan11 Foundation. Pretty decent charity, Peter.
I think it just goes to show you, how hard everybody works that's associated with that. And, it's we talked about it numerous times over the broadcast before the technical difficulties, but it's just they've done so much for these high school students, and I'm excited to see what else they have in store.
No, and there's going to be plenty more, and I'm so proud to be a part of this foundation, and I would do anything Coach asked, and there's so many people that would. I can't say enough about it. It's been amazing. Roseanne, Strittmatter, make sure I got to give her a shout-out. There is 3:35 on the clock. I'm not sure if the first one went out or not, but she has been awesome. It's just what a great family and what a great event. These young men, watching their enthusiasm. Guys, football ended for some of these guys over a month ago. There's a couple guys that played ball this year that didn't win a game on their team. There's guys out here that won championships. All of these seniors will go on knowing who each other is and rooting for each other for not just the next 4 years, but forever. This high school football is the greatest sport ever invented, Peter, and I adore it. And I've had a ball doing this with you today, my brother.
Kevin, it's been an honor to be in the booth with you. I've had a blast. Really have.
And there's my man, Amir Wallace-Jones, St. John's cadet. Multiple offers across the board. What a nice guy. And I said earlier this season, I believe he's the best blocking wide receiver in the area. 6'3", 210. He's a physical specimen. Offers from UConn, Boston College, South Florida, Marshall, and Charlotte. Nice job. Great career. Awesome covering you, Amir Wallace-Jones, and good luck in your future. Now we got Elijah Johnson, the Meade product and a quarterback, trying to lead his team with 2.5 on the clock here in the fourth quarter. Great job up front.
Lineman not want to be in those trenches. I would not want to be suiting up right now, lining up against those nose tackles.
It is cold, and there's some collisions happening, and I'm telling you right now, it's toasty in the booth.
It really is. I think we're taking this for granted. It's nice up here.
I'm not taking it for granted. I'm not leaving. They're going to have to get me out of here. Less than 2 minutes on the clock. I do believe they have 3 timeouts left, and we're getting closer and closer. I think we're inside Alex Amaya range.
Love to see a game-winning field goal here. Why not?
Look at the ball being run. Look at that cut. Wow, what a run by Ian Malden. He is a dude. He's been a dude today. That's a big-time cut right there, but give the offensive line credit. Perfectly blocked. He one cut to the outside, and, man, he's got some scoot. Big James Nelson from St. Mary's Riken, the first-team All-WCAC performer, paving the way. Late in the fourth, bodies on bodies. This is when it counts right here.
Let's see what happens here. Elijah's got some legs on him, so maybe see a little zone read action.
There you go. We have been surrounded by amazing coaches, and I just want to say, I'm going to go on a limb here and say they're not going to not hand it off one more time. We're going to see as many handoffs as possible or possibly a field goal, but the way these teams have been running the ball, I know the head coach over on that opposite sidelines, and if Team Ricca puts this in the air, I might have to take a knee.
See, Team Ricca's got plenty of time. I don't think they're worried about how long it takes for them to score. The more time they take off the clock, the better. So we'll see what happens here.
Ian Malden in the backfield is always dangerous. And the push, nope, defense holding strong. I think we're going to be – looks to me like we're going to have about 4 yards to go.
It's tough.
15 seconds. We've got our first of 3 timeouts called. Ian Malden with 27 touchdowns, right?
Unreal.
Looking for 28 there.
Trying to doing all he can to try and get that 28th one. I'm curious to see what they do with these field goals. I mean, I feel like for these kicker standards, this is a chip shot.
It is, and I think that's the idea here. Let's please not turn it over. And how about Alex Amaya? He goes to Bladensburg High School, Peter. He plays 3 years of football. You see the talent and the leg strength he has. He attempted 0 field goals in those 3 years. So he knew he had to get to somewhere to show off his talents. Bill McGregor was happy to have him. He was an amazing weapon this year, pinning teams down with his punt skills inside the 10-yard line relentlessly. Kicking off was a joke. Sometimes it went through the uprights. The kid is a special talent, and it's very cool. He's had 1 more field goal attempt today than he did in 3 years of Bladensburg. Lovely to see the kids get to the right places to showcase their talent. That's exactly what the Bryan11 Foundation is all about.
Which I hope this is the first of many annual Senior Bowl games. We can't speak enough on how great of a job the Bryan11 Foundation has done for this.
It's been amazing. You're invited next year, Peter. They're throwing it. A back shoulder fade.
Broken up.
And it looks like it was incomplete. Field goal team to come in here. Peter, do you see Alex Amaya coming in?
See him trotting on the
Yeah, because so both kickers are holding for each other, which just makes sense. Alex Amaya, who we just talked about, first team all WCAC performer, has a chance to win the game in the first annual Bryan11 Senior Bowl All-Star Classic. You cannot rush here. We've got a snap, hold, kick is up, and the kick is good. Alex Amaya gets surrounded by teammates. What a great story for that young man.
Love to see that.
Now, it's so cool how they redid the extra points for these talented kickers, and it's neat to see a kid like that get an opportunity. His older brother's kicking at Morgan State. It looks like that's where he might go, but if anyone's watching this that knows anybody that has a team that may need a guy that could play on Sunday someday, I think get in touch with Mr. Amaya, a super talented kid, and from what I hear, what a great personality. 6 seconds on the clock. We aren't doing kickoffs here, so the ball will be at the 35.
They try and get a little something over the middle, just try and, they got, how many timeouts they have?
That's what I was thinking. I think they have many. They have at least one, which is all they can possibly need. I don't know if right here, you can just throw a little hitch to the receiver and get out of bounds, but with 6 seconds left, it's a little hairy here. You might have to do the old pitch.
Right.
And the whistle blew, and we got to see what the call is here, but I do believe at this point this will be the final play. Oh, look at the flag down here on the third. The flag is 50 yards away. That one might have been on you, Peter.
It could have been.
Were you doing something when I wasn't watching?
Not to my knowledge. Well, I'm the closest one to that.
That's what I'm saying. You are the closest to
Turn
the
around and make a call and point in my direction. Not exactly sure what the call is.
Peter, I think they got you for illegal hands to the face. That's my guess.
Fair enough.
All right, 6 seconds left here. We're going to see a little dump off and a million pitchbacks, and what an amazing ending to an amazing event. Peter, you're invited back next year. Can't wait to do this here with you again. Write it down, stamp it.
Well done.
John Stripmatter, you can write me in for something because this has been a pleasure, a true pleasure. And here we go. Backyard football here. We got it. And the game will end. And it looks like best possible case scenario. We got no injuries. We had an amazing day. The red team, Ricca, is celebrating their final game. And I just want to say, Jadane Walters, at Bladensburg. Many people transferred out. He stuck it out. Team captain. They went 0-9 this year. That young man walks off a football field as a senior because of the Bryan11 All-Star Game with some noticeability to the college crew and a W. Congratulations to all these young men. Adrian, thank you for fighting the fight today. We got it done, and I appreciate you, my man. Peter, it was a pleasure to work with you. You got a bright future, my man. No doubt about it.
I appreciate it. I had such a great time up here with you.
That was a great day. Thank you all for listening in. We apologize for our first half difficulties, but we won't apologize for being a part of a tremendous, tremendous charitable organization. The Bryan11 Foundation first annual Senior Bowl All-Star Game was a true success, and I can't wait to go celebrate with the boys. Thank you guys very much, and we look forward to talking to you and hearing from you soon.